Hello everybody, welcome along to JACKOCAR here for the start of the playoff season here in Azerbaijan, yeah, good stuff, Azerbaijan, round 11 of the season. And yeah, welcome along everybody. Stream is up, all is working well, all my dramas over the past few days have been resolved-ish. And yeah, we're ready for some, do I say racing or do I say crashing or like... Just talk us through what the weather's going to do.
First of all, good evening, Owen. I have been reliably informed by the drivers that it's going to be a wet to dry race.
I mean, are we going to get any finishers? Are we going to get anyone through the first lap? That castle section is brutal enough on its own. Oh man, I'm very interested in that. Now, someone's already gone off a turn 2. I was just warning the drivers before this to not go off there. And Crazy Fan Rob, was he in that party? He probably wasn't actually.
He was not, no.
No, so, yeah, well, it's come to pass that the one in not in the party hasn't listened and he's gone straight off. Good job.
Oh, man. First of all, I'd like to say, it's good to have you here. I didn't think it would happen.
Nor did I. No, I was panicking. Because the PlayStation, really, it was blue lighting, it was killing itself. But it's fine again. I've had to do a lot of fixing. Most of this has been in a safe mode, but it appears we're all back to working enough. It's sort of had the pro bit of the PS4 taken out. In essence, it's not really performing too well in that regard, but it's fine. It's streamable, so yeah, I think I should be good now. But it feels like this is every week now. There's something that pops up where I'm thinking, this might not happen, this might not happen. This is ridiculous, man. I need to get this stuff sorted, PlayStation.
You still managed to make it happen somehow, which we love. But just touching on that before we go into qualifying, I'd just like to thank all the about 5 or 6 commentators say that they would be willing to step in for you. So thank you to them, especially Luke Everidge from One Hub, good commentator. He was willing to join us. Obviously, but you've managed to work a miracle. But Luke, if in the future that we need a reserve driver, he will be here.
Yeah, good to see. Good to see a lot of people also signing up. Sort of nice to know that we've got okay enough reach, so we have issues like this. People are willing to step in, so cheers for that. Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm here. But yeah, still, all of the help you were willing to give has been spotted, as Jacko says, so yeah, cheers for that. But we've got a pretty important qualifying session coming up now today because, as you say, a wet start to the race. This qualifying is going to be vital because, oh, Yuri's retired. He's gone on the castle section. But you're not going to want to be anywhere apart from the front row or the back row because of just the amount of carnage that you're going to get on a wet start.
I think qualifying's meant to be dry throughout, so there's some relief for the drivers, but I don't think too many will be best pleased. I mean, people that might benefit is people like Pete, who's very fast around here. I know Bazza had a good race last night in TGP, but there's not many that will like the rain, especially at a street circuit, and at a critical time of the championship as well. Playoffs, round 1.
I mean, I've got to say, actually, that if you're on a Joker strategy, that's what you call it. If you're Pete or if you're indecisive, then if it's going to go straight from wet to dry, then that is ideal for you, really. Because it means you can just only have to worry about the switchover point and just that be it. Go on ahead. So say if Pete gets pole, pulls away decently on the start, then all he's got to worry about for the rest of the race is that crossover point, which can be pretty fluid around here because I remember commenting on the One Hub race last season, and what happened was if you were on the hard compound tyres, even though it was raining, the hard compound tyre would still work very well indeed, but the soft and the medium would not work at all. It was either going to be hards, which were okay enough, or inters, which were also sort of the same pace, and softs and mediums didn't work. It's a very unique thing that only seems to happen on this track. And so we don't know how heavy the rain's going to be, but if you're smart, when you get this crossover point right, and say it happens early enough as Pete goes fastest, then honestly, again, hards might end up being your best bet. It'll be very difficult to see how this all pans out. I really can't predict this one because Baku's rain must be the most fluid and dynamic thing I've seen on this game when it comes to the weather system.
Yeah. We should worry about Pete as well. Very, very fast around here, so he should be a shoe-in for pole, but I have heard, obviously Khalifa's fast around here, but Arnold as well, apparently has improved massively in the last week since he's dropped TC.
Look at this, you got Mr. John, you've got Khalifa just in front of him. I don't know if that was for tow or for what, but he was just sort of parking it before the end of the lap. But yeah, I might have slowed down Mr. John a tad. Maybe not the best strategy. Yellow sector 2, there is a car either pulling over. Yeah, he's pulling over. I think it's MK Bourne. You're always going to worry around here when you see a yellow flag in that middle sector, because the first thing you'll think is the castle section, really. But it looks like we're all avoiding it, so apart from Yuri, of course, who's dead. I've got to say, that must be the best spectator spot to be. If I didn't have to follow the whole track, I'd just sit at the castle. Sit at the top of the castle, just watch it all pile through. Could you imagine that on lap 1? I'm so excited for that already. Just a wet castle section with these guys. Not saying they're crash prone, but it is kind of the name of the game in some aspects. So it could be a bit of synchronized chaos in there, which we love to see. So we'll see how this all pans out. But yeah, 10 minutes to go in qualifying. 14 drivers have got a time on the board. A bit like last week, we're seeing the times being a bit closer. We're used to sort of seeing maybe 5 or 6 seconds separating the whole field, and 2 or 3 seconds, in all honesty, separating to the top 10. It's a lot closer than that in the last couple of weeks, and it's, yeah, we've got, how many is that, 6 drivers within a second of Pete, so it's good stuff, that. I'm liking that.
I think people have really stepped up to how serious the championship has become at this point. Certainly Monaco was a write-off for a lot of drivers, but Austria, they all knew what they had to do to either qualify to get into the playoffs or beat the drivers around them, and they're really all taking it very, very seriously now. So that's why I think you've started to see the pace improve in qualifying, because it means that much more at this stage of the season. It's good to see.
Yeah, and that, well, it does mean that if you just put yourself high up the grids, especially as someone like here, then it will benefit you in the long run. Because I think a lot of these people might well have been sort of at 2 or 3 seconds off and thinking, I'm stuck in the midfield every race, and with simulation damage and the odd wet race and the general chaos, you just don't want to be there. It's sort of it's forcing people to up their game, or it's forcing people to sit in the pit lane and not do any laps. We saw that in Monaco a bit. I don't know if people are planning that here, haven't seen the weather forecast, but it certainly feels like they're either going to go for glory or not go for it, rather than just sort of do an attempt and sort of put them in no man's land. So it does actually add a lot of strategy to this qualifying now, based on what we've seen so far in the season. So that's interesting. The strategy goes all the way from the second qualifying starts until the second that checkered flag drops, and after, in some cases. But yeah, we've got Arnaud there starting lap. Whiteout just went P5, but Arnaud is on another one, and well, he's still got that very sexy livery. Don't know if I've got any more that would be beating that still, but I'll need to have a wee look around, of course. Might do it on the formation lap.
Good lap for Whiteout. The highest of the chase drivers, of course. The drivers that placed 11th down to 20th in the regular season, they all now have 5 races to try and get themselves into that final championship spot. A wildcard entry, if you will, if you finish 11th. Whiteout currently leading that with his 4 playoff points, so he's on 504 points. And a P5 here, so it would be a great start for him. Beat the drivers around you, that's all you've got to do.
Yeah, easier said than done, especially again around Baku. It'd be quite a theme this, really. We've got very fun but very chaotic tracks kind of ahead, and it is just going to make this end season just the most incredible thing. Jeez, we should do one-shot qualifying. I can't wait for this race now. This is just, can we just hurry this up?
Yeah, I was just looking, actually 9 of the top 10 are playoff drivers, so they're all where they should be. Splinter's the man out of position there, down in 18th.
He is on a lap though, so we'll see if he can put himself up there. But here comes Arnaud up to the line. We've followed him all the way around, and we'll see if he can put himself on P1. Yes, he can. Good lap, good stuff. Khalifa also is up in his first sector. We'll see if we can improve further in the middle sector. Yep.
I Yeah, I really hope these three are going to give us a battle tonight. We were again denied of it in Austria.
I'm not gonna lie, I have a feeling we might be denied it again because of the rain, but you never know. They could all be skilled craftsmen when it rains, but or they could not be. We'll just have to wait and find out.
I believe Pete's quite good, but as Khalifa comes to the line, goes P2.
Yeah.
Pete on his out lap.
Here is Splinter. As you said, the only guy not in the playoffs, or not in the top 10 who's in the playoffs. He should put himself there now. P4. Why is Pete on mediums? That either means he was backing off. Oh, Mr. John's gone off. That I mean he's backed off massively on that first lap. He's hitting a lot of pace, or he's just put the wrong tyre on. But you don't want to be doing that when it's this close to the end of qualifying, because he's cruising around, and well, one mistake on your next try, you'd be in trouble right now.
Pete was very vocal in the lead up, the hours leading to this race, saying how much faster he is over Khalifa. But I think Arnold's sprung a bit of a surprise here. Pete needs to find three, 4 attempts to regain pole position. He's going really slow.
Yeah, only 5.5 minutes to go. I mean, he should be okay, but it just means he's lost a run. And around here, you need as many laps as possible to get bedded into the track. A lot of people are going quite slowly out there. They're not really all driving their best laps. It's just interesting to see. I guess the pressure around here really is mounting already. Look at this, you've got Beesman and Crazy Fan Roll. They're down in 15 and 16. They're practically fighting for position out there. I mean, if Beesman stays here, in all fairness, he's going to get a killer toe on the way to the finish line. But, I mean, he's so slow behind Crazy Fan Rob. It's just impossible to sort of, you know, get past. Still up on his last try, and you can see Crazy Fan Rob, parking it on the exit there, almost having Beesman run into him. Abandoning the lap, I guess, so he didn't give any slipstream after he went wide. But, yeah, Beesman coming up to the line. He'll only gain really 1 or 2 more spots, I think, with this lap, unless he had a really good last sector. Yeah, 15.
Yeah, Crazy Flying Rob, by the way, filling in for Pro today, so the horrible livery isn't here. Although his Earthstreams car we do like, don't we?
Yeah, we do like the Earthstreams car, not just because I designed it. Oh, Rob is just, well, he's messed up his interesting livery. It's like a Vimto.
Yeah, it's the Vimto version of Pete's livery, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I like it.
I kind of like it. Yeah, it'll do. I like Vimto, so.
And in front of him on track is Mr. John in the what he calls the Homer Simpson car, blue and the yellow. The car he took to P3 in Singapore.
Feels like so long ago, doesn't it?
A long time ago. That's that when we had 7 cars finish that race, I think.
Yeah. Well, we could have never did that today. I mean, if it's going to happen any day, it'll be today, won't it? When you'll get a repeat of that. I know Monaco was pretty close, but it never rained in Monaco, did it? So, oh man. This won't be like Italy, let's just say that much. Obviously, we had the wet race there, but this is going to start wet, finish dry. And that means it's just going to be that whole more hectic style. 3 minutes only, come on, end. Mr. John in the last sector. If he's not happy with this lap, he might fancy pulling in. Yeah, he's slowing right down. You've got to pit. You've got to pit.
See, Risky's put himself up to P5. I was speaking to Pete earlier. He said because of his position
he's
in
not
the championship, he's not.
Is he giving slipstream? I don't quite understand why he's not pitted. Because he's done. Qualifying's over for him.
But yeah, Pete said he would give Risky a race win to come to it.
How kind.
Pete's position in the championship. Yeah, what a nice man.
That won't happen. It's not gonna happen. I'd be very surprised if it happens. It'd be nice in a sportsman style thing, but it's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I can't see it happening.
Pete also with a 5-second penalty he's got to think about. which he's carried all the way from Italy. Was crashed out in the final safety car period in Austria.
Here comes Arnold. Now, these guys are going to be finishing these laps quite late. There's a handful of drivers who are stuck in the pit lane right now. Like I said, a lot maybe not fancying going out for a last run. I guess it's their choice, but yeah, there's about 5 or 6 of them who aren't going to get any final laps in. So it's everyone from sort of 13th upwards who we have got to be looking at. But we'll see how it all works. As Arnold, I believe, is the first one. I'm going to watch him anyway. And we'll see how his first sector is. It's annoying that you've got so much shadow around here. We can't appreciate his lovely livery. Oh dear, but he is up in the first sector. So we can appreciate his lap time instead. He is short-shifting quite a lot though, interestingly. He seems to sort of not be pushing. It's weird. He has to push because he won't get another lap in, so maybe he's just taking a nice and calm outlook on it. Maybe he just doesn't look like he's dragging the car around. I guess you don't have to be throwing it all around the corners and slippy sliding all over the place. Don't have to be a showman to go fast. But we'll see how his little sector goes. Look out for the middle sector, split the line. It's coming up just now. There it is. He's down. Yeah, maybe he wasn't going that quickly. I don't think he's going to improve. Khalifa is up as well. Not too far behind. I'm trying to see who else that is ahead of him now. So many are backing off. We're going to get barely any laps here. I think OKK is on a lap. So what's OKK?
Wow. I just sort of watched Pete cross the line with 1 second to go. So he will be the last to cross the line at the end of the session. He's going for track evolution, try to use it to his benefit.
OKK, P5, good lap.
Very good lap.
Khalifa, P1, yes, it is P1. So it really is all eyes on Splinter, or not Splinter, all eyes on Pete, because everyone else is sort of so down. TC, however, is up by 4/10. He's going to get a killer toe of Jordan right now to get himself into the top 10. Still yet to win a race, isn't he? He has zero luck in that respect. Every time it's looked like he could do it, he crashes or something. But this toe should help him. Bit of D-rating, but should still go up. He's P5, good stuff. And well, let's watch Pete. He's already up by just under 0.2 of a second in the first sector. He's got to be aware there's a few cars ahead. One of them in the wall.
Look at this. That's his teammate in front. He's going to get a lovely toe.
Yeah, but he's broke his front wing. That could actually mean he'll run into him, because he had to lift off almost certainly for this section here. He's going to hit the wall. Look, yeah. When you've got a broken front wing, that's not going to work as well. Luckily, he's got another car up ahead. Whiteout pulls a ride over. He's not giving any of that. And, well, has Pete done enough to get himself onto pole position?
The Pro Speed Masterclass.
Yes.
Pete goes pole. That's his second in a row.
And not by very much, was it? It was only by just under 1/10 of a second. And well, that is qualifying then. It took a while to get going, but once it did, it was pretty damn fun. But yeah, we're just waiting for MK Bourne to retire now, and we can get on with this wet start.
I think everyone's excited for this one.
Indeed, indeed. Come on, MK Bourne. What? Why don't you pit and retire? It always knows you. People always do this. They always wait as long as humanly possible to end the qualifying session. It's like they do it to be bad. It's like, what's stopping them hitting retire right now?
No idea. But the 10 playoff drivers are in the top 11 positions. The odd one out there is Whiteout, who coincidentally is 11th in the championship. So the top 11 are the top 11.
Fair enough. Good stuff. I've got a strong suspicion they won't all be there by the end. But we'll have to wait and find out.
There's people like Bazza and Beesma, also Yuri, who you've got to look out for in races like this, just coming through from the back. Nose down, nose clean as well, I should say. Head down, nose clean, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, let's just have a look at the grid then. It's Pete on pole, Khalifa second, Arnaud third. Will we finally get our big fight between these guys? Hopefully. Fourth, Splinter. Fifth, TC. Then Dexter, OKK, Whiteout, Risky, and Clyde. They would be starting on the sauce if it were a dry start, but we believe it's intermediate start, so they should be fine on inters. Then I said the top 10. NK Board, Jordan, Baza, Camo, Babu, Beesma, Crazy Flying Rob, Indecisive, Mr. John, Jess, and Yuri. The two guys have no tank, but maybe would be too upset to be at the very back. They get to just back it off into turn 1 and avoid any of the collisions. Because the big thing around this track, and it's always been this way, is because everyone is expecting an accident. They're all going to drive cautiously, right? Which, in turn, causes the accidents, because everyone's driving too slowly. You almost have to stop dead for some of the corners. And they better not fall into that trap today, or else we're going to get a lot of collisions into turn 1. I've had it so many times in the league race, especially after towards turn 2. I'm thinking, oh, we're through turn 1, but let's just be careful here, we don't get anything to turn 2. And everyone just brakes incredibly early, and you all just pile into each other. You can drive too slowly for your own good, and this is the biggest, most horrendous track for it. So they're all going to try and avoid that danger, which in turn causes the danger. So it's difficult to avoid it, but just drive normally, if you can. And that should keep you safe, really.
In the wet on a street circuit.
Yes.
And of course we saw in a race on Tuesday in TGP1, Pete and Khalifa starting on the front row. It was Khalifa who just misjudged his braking zone. Went up the inside of Pete and put him in the wall at turn 3. That was a dry race. Now we've got a wet race with drivers of all different abilities. Who knows what's going to happen, Owen?
I can't wait. This is going to be not a lottery, but it's definitely going to be difficult to predict. Let's just look at these liveries then. I haven't given a favourite livery yet, or a helmet for that matter. A lot of them are relatively similar to what we've had before. Dexter's got rid of his nice helmet. Grrr. Not happy with that. Let's see. There's so many good ones, man. Have I given it to Jordan yet?
Probably
I don't.
not. It's only Jordan's third race.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because I know I like his livery. I'll just check the rest of it as well.
Of course, Jordan's livery is Sheffield Wednesday inspired with a hint of green.
A hint of green, yes. The hint of green really does make it stand out, though. I've got to say, yeah, I don't know if I've given it to him before, but frankly, it probably deserves it anyway. So, Jordan, you've got livery and helmet of the week, because it just works with that. That's, see, could you just imagine if, what's his face? A friend of Gamu just did that with his Earth Dreams car? Matched the colours up, this is how sexy it looks.
I tell you what, Jordan's car looks very, very nice with those intermediate tyres on as well.
Oh yes, it fits the car really perfectly. I want a picture of that.
Basler behind him in the Dawn GP inspired car.
Oh, flipping hell! I didn't notice this.
You missed that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I was riding on board checking them. Oh god, now I've got a problem. Can I give it to two people in 1 week? Yes, good. Okay, Baza and Jordan have won it.
As a Jensen Button fan, I'll allow that one.
Good.
I'll let that one slide.
It's just for missing it in general. I swear to God, I was just going for the onboards, and his onboard is, well, normally just pure white, isn't it? And so I'm thinking, oh, it must just be the same old Welsh livery. Keep that for the rest of the season, would you? That looks very nice.
I think he is, apart from the China race. My understanding.
Right. Okay, sorry I didn't notice that, but you have got the equal best livery with Jordan. That's a good way to waste a formation lap, isn't it? Missing the best livery on the grid. And helmet as well, because he's got the nice green to go with it. That's like an it's exactly the same actually as Dexter's red one, except obviously it's green. Very, very nice. Hopefully I don't see that thing smashed up at the end. That thing doesn't deserve it. But we're all lining up on the grid, and well, we got a bit of a teaser of what a wet race could be like in this league in Italy. We've seen plenty of what street races could be like in this league in Singapore and Monaco. Two worlds are going to collide in a moment. 26 laps around the Baku Street Circuit here in Azerbaijan. This is going to be quite the incredible start to the playoff season. Hope we're all looking forward to this one. You better be. And if you aren't, then there's something wrong with you, because the lights are on here. Pete is on the left and Khalifa is on the right. All 5 lights are on. Boogity boogity boogity. Let's go racing here in the rain. You can see how much spray there is already, but down towards turn 1, a few people misjudging the braking zones, or just braking, you know, generally late. No one making any major errors though. We seem to be all nice and squeaky clean at the moment. Turn 2, as I said, is where you mainly get disasters happening. But again, this is pretty good stuff, because if you can get through the first lap, then that's good news. It means you'll have all 20 drivers still there, and yeah, all 20 drivers have made it through the first 2 corners. Well, how about turn 3? A few trying to go side by side now, and we've got one in the wall. That is, I believe, Cloud, who stuck it in the wall. Nothing too major, a small amount of front wing damage, but okay, I think. We got Risky and Whiteside side by side. Whiteside, the one that you could argue put Cloud into the wall. Overtaken there by Risky. And, yeah, first run through the castle section is coming up, but there's Crazy Fan Rob in the wall. Let's see. Pete, does he get through? Expertly managed. We're all managing this quite well. This is good stuff, folks. This has to be one of the cleanest first laps I've ever seen. Oh no!
White out. Lost his wing.
Yep. A massive amount of green front wing there as well. I don't know why it was green, but we've got a virtual safety car, so we should all have made it through. Yeah, look at the front wing's green. Why is it green? Someone else's front wing must have been coming off with it.
Sure.
Must be must be someone near the front. I'm seeing OKK's lost half his front wing, but he hasn't got a green end plate.
OKK was the only man to touch the outside wall at turn 1. Everybody else made it through cleanly.
I can't figure out why there's a green front wing there. As we go green again, by the way.
You've also missed Really Flying Rob as DNF during all of that. I didn't see that one.
He lost his front wing probably when there was an accident. He went off at turn 5. Oh my goodness, Beesma! You might have broke the front wing, but quite frankly, you're lucky you haven't broken your neck in that one. If I were you, I'd be pitting and I'd be thanking someone. That was as scary as it gets. But yeah, like I say, Chris Van Robbie had an accident. Oh, he's at the wall again and again. The whole front wing's gone this time for Beesma. But yeah, 4 in the pits. Chris Van Rob binned it on the way up the hill. Broken front wing from when he went off, I think, at turn 5 or 6. And right. Yeah, that was history.
Okay. And then, of course, Whiteout and his incident in Castle.
Whiteout's had to just... Oh, my goodness. Look at how much he's been held. His garage teammate was in there as well. Baza... Oh, for goodness sake. Well, he hasn't broken the car, at least. But, don't be putting this thing at risk. This should go in a museum, this thing. Not the wall.
Coming off the back of a shocking race in Austria where he's lapped and missed out on the playoffs by a single point.
Yeah.
Have another shocker here by the looks of things.
Well, that puncture in the safety car, wasn't it? That's what undid his day. Unfortunate that one, but still plenty of time in this race. It's only lap 2.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Yuri's made his way up to P11.
Virtual again. Arnold. Okay, where's this one gone?
And TC.
He's taken TC with him, so they've gone in the same place where Crazy Flying Rob went. And I assume that they've understeered wide. Arnold's understeered wide, hit the wall, come back across, and he's hitting TC out of the race. TC, like I say, he's been quite unlucky, and well, there he goes again.
And this is a repeat of Monza when they took each other out.
Must be
Belgian drivers.
A wet race specialty, I guess. Crashed each other out, and well, we've still got the front 2 intact, but we've already lost the 3rd member of that trio who were looking to have a fun fight today. And Pete's into the pit lane. Pete is into the pit lane. Now, that must be a front wing broken. He's smashed the front wing to pieces as we go green again. I was wondering why he'd be pitting. There was no reason to. He's on a joker, but yeah, front wing smashed to bits. And that will send him down the field. And that will put Khalifa into the lead of the race. Where is Pete's going to come out? Yuri up into P8 now. He's just been, as we say, getting up the field, but in 2 laps to gain 12 positions. Absolutely stunning. And he's not done yet. He's on the back of Camo Babu already. Go on, Yuri. I'm gotta say this right now. He has to be one of the favourites to take that 11th spot.
Oh,
He
absolutely.
is absolutely picking up this form now. To have a race start as good as that after the few weeks he's had as well, he really could be a fantastic wild card right now.
Him, Jordan, Bazza, Whiteout, Kamababa, anyone can do it, but Yuri, you put money on him to be there.
I think he's really got a good chance at the moment. He's absolutely proving his worth at the moment. Just every race he has, it seems to be going relatively well for him. I mean, everything's better than how he started the season, in fairness, but yeah. Importantly, as you say, there is a wildcard option, and he's taking advantage of it, hopefully. We've got a fight for third. That's side by side. That's not going to work.
Hit the wall.
That's not going to work through there. Who's hit the wall?
Splinter in front of these two just hit the wall, but you're pointing out Dexter and Risky going at it. The P3.
Safety car.
Safety car.
Now, who's this for? No one's
It
retired.
might be the debris of that same corner.
Looks like, yeah. I don't see anyone's hit the wall after that. Yuri's... I think Yuri did hit the wall. He has broke his front wing, so he'll probably pit with that. But, well, that's interesting seeing Khalifa pit and everyone else. They said light rain would be around for, what, 20 minutes, but I guess if you've got a safety car, you might as well get a pit stop out of the way, and that means you'll be level with Pete, rather than let him catch up. So actually, Jordan, he might lead the race right now, and he might well possibly even grab a playoff point, but it's not going to work in the long run, is it?
No. Like you say, if he leads at the end of lap 6, he'll get the playoff point.
And there's Pete coming back out. He is a long way ahead, actually, of a Risky. And pretty much in that second place. But his Joker advantage is gone. Indecisive. He's probably not going to pit, is he? He's obviously still all Joker, and so that'll put him up the field a little bit. But then again, his advantage has been unfortunately nullified a bit with a Joker, which is a shame. That's sort of why it's not been working all season. The safety cars, the main causes of why these don't work. Yuri, by the way, probably the biggest loser and all that. He's fallen down to P13. It's not the end of the world, but still, he's fallen down. But yeah, Jordan, race leader. Depending on how long the safety car's out, he might well grab himself a playoff point. One's at what, lap 7, lap 8?
Lap 6.
Lap 6.
Yeah, and then the second one is end of lap 13.
Righty.
So Jordan could get done on the restart in the draft of Khalifa, and Khalifa may end up with the playoff point.
Well,
But,
remember, you can't pass before the start-finish line, can you?
Our rules say you can, but the game won't let you. I think that's the understanding that everyone's under.
Yeah.
Yuri tried it in Monza.
He did. And he had to back right off.
Stop. Yeah.
That's what caused all the carnage in that scenario.
No, I think they were 5 wide on the main straight, weren't they?
I think Risky got by like 5 or 6 of them.
Owen, news just in from Arnold. I asked him what happened. He's saying that he wasn't flat out, but the car basically just went crazy. He has no explanation for what happened, and then his Belgian teammate, had the same problem.
Alright, so they both had the same accident then, didn't hit each other.
Yeah, it may well have been a traction issue, but if he's not flat out,
I mean, they could have understeered. They could have been on the power and had a slide or something, or maybe even the rear of the car hit the wall or something on the inside, and it spears them out.
possibly.
Or, well, maybe even just next it with the front of the car, maybe just hasn't noticed. But it's very easy to understeer, especially in the rain at that section. You can do it in the dry easy enough, you know, so
Yeah.
that could just be an understeer thing. I wouldn't say the car's going crazy.
Of course, Arnold knew to not using traction control. I don't know about TC himself. As OKK makes a pit stop.
Yeah, he's going to fall to
The
probably
rear
the last
cloud.
position.
Yeah.
As he exits the pit lane. Yep, he is last, but he should catch up. He'll catch up, like so. And let me just confirm then. I believe everyone bar Indecisive has probably made one stop now. There's a few actually. Of course, sorry, Jordan. I'm silly. And then you got Baza and you've got Jess as well. So if you're Baza, Jess, or Jordan, really? I mean, unless you get another safety car and you can change. Maybe they want to be more aggressive on their dry strategy once it dries up, maybe. Rather than waste all their pit stops in the rain. Because, I mean, just because you have to make 2 pit stops doesn't mean you can't strategize a bit, you know? If Jordan can hold the lead in pits and then do 2 soft runs or something, that would probably work a lot better than someone doing a medium run or a hard run.
Absolutely. Obviously, because they haven't pitted, they are the biggest winners on lap 5. Jordan up 11 spots, Jess up 10. KK's the biggest loser, down 10.
Yeah.
Not as much of a loser as Arnold and TC though, with that unexplained accident. Gutting for them. It is very, very similar crash to what they had in Monza.
Yeah. It's just like fate would have it, I guess, that they managed the same accident. Well, not the same accident, but the same sort of ending as Monza had. Now, is the safety car going to go in yet on this lap? It is indeed. So Jordan's going to have to hold this lead for a whole lap, right? Good luck.
Yes.
Good luck. I'm not saying he can't do it, but I'm just saying he's going to have a lot of pressure from Khalifa and Pete behind.
And let's not rule out Risky Splinter and Dexter as well. I'd say those 5 are probably in it for the win.
Everyone's in it for the win. But it looks like Jordan has got going. And this is going to give Khalifa a very nice run indeed. And Pete too. Hopefully nobody sticks us up the inside to turn 1, lads. Restart here in Baku. And we are appearing to keep this all nice and clean. I think we're nearly 3 wide in the background. No, Jess outside. And a bit of contact with Cam Babu's on the inside. A few other cars going wide as well, but a slight little rub. No major contact though. Yuri just on the back of these two trying to find a way through. And, well, Jess is already... Is it safe to say she's holding the entire field up behind her? Yes. She's holding the entire field behind her up. Look at this.
Tactically, of course.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Look at this. You've got to be really careful not to smash into her. Especially in the castle section. Oh my goodness.
Yuri's looking lively behind Camo, isn't he?
They're all looking lively because Jess is so slow they have to... I don't think it's more looking lively. I think it's more avoiding Jess, which makes it look like they're diving for moves. Jess has lost 4 seconds in the first sector. That's how much she's struggling right now. I'm not even watching the leaders. I'm too busy watching this. This is too much fun. Oh!
Yuri's down the inside of Camo Babo.
No, 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 no. Oh. That's not the way. That's not the way through. Hopefully... Oh, he's going to hit the wall now. Oh my goodness me. Be careful now. I've jinxed it. I've jinxed him.
We have.
Oh,
both of us.
God. No.
Damage on the left.
Be careful of the understeer, Yuri. He wasn't careful of the understeer. He's clattered the wall again. Be careful of the understeer, Yuri. Hey, he caught up. There's been a crash. I think Jess has hit the wall.
Jess
Jess hit the wall. Safety car again. Indecisive is out of the race. There he is in the background. We've already got 4 safety cars / virtual safety cars.
And it's lap 6.
Lap 6 now. With Jess doing the whole holding up show, this isn't
Jordan
actually
pits.
a bad time for Jordan to pit, and he does pit, but that means he will not get that playoff point.
No, but Khalifa
misses it by a mere 100 metres. As is typical of that type of thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Baza in the pits as well. Of course, he might as well take advantage of the safety car as well.
Baza may benefit from pitting twice, but of course everybody will have to pit again for dries later on. Camo Babo's retired.
He's hit the wall at turn 1, look. He's just gone clean wide. Either that has been a collision. Baza, yeah, out of the pits as well. And surely everyone's now pitted.
I do believe so.
There we go, we've all pitted. Jess is into the pits, so that will eventually tick over to 1.
I'll be back in 1 minute, Owen.
Okay. So that is 4 safety car / virtual safety cars out of 5. And it's only lap 7. So these will more than likely run out before we get to the crossover point, which means the crossover point itself is going to be absolutely chaotic. It means they've got no get out of jail free card if they mess it up. Unless, of course, we don't get a safety car until then, which is a possibility, but the rate we're going, we're averaging a safety car every like 1.6 laps or something. It's, yeah, it's thick and fast with this. Or every 1.5 laps, so it was, well, end lap 6. We did 6 laps, we had 4, yeah. Sure, whatever. We'll give it 1.5 laps. So he's, we've got to be careful on this restart. We really do, because we've only lost 5 cars as well. They've got to be thinking about lap 26 at this point. I guess luckily for most of them, Jess is now 14th, not in the middle of the fight and holding everyone up. But we've got to look out for this rain stopping, because if it stops during the safety car, then we are... Oh, has Whiteside... No, he hasn't hit him. He looked like he nearly hit him, but... Yeah, with this rain, if it goes off during the virtual safety car, or during the safety car, sorry, then they might fancy pitting during it. There's a bit of a dry line forming, and the rain is lighter. And remember what I said earlier about the hard compound tires being very good for crossover point. Will anyone take a punt and pit if it were to stop raining early enough? We'll have to wait and find out.
I just have to make a pit stop of my own.
Beesma is in the pits. Is he gonna try? It is spitting like with rain. I haven't always had an incident, but let's try and be more adventurous with this and see if he's gonna stick dries on. Nah, he's broke the front wing. Always worth hoping. So no one is going to try hard at the moment. I mean, it's... Yeah, someone might. If I were in this race right now and if it were to stop raining in the next few moments, I'd be sticking the hards on, but at the moment it is just barely spitting with rain.
Someone needs to do is take the MK Bourne strategy, stick the hards on like he stayed on, didn't he, in Austria? And it paid off for him until the next safety car come out.
Yeah.
I can't help but feel he was cruelly robbed of the race win. But Khalifa, right place, right time, picked up his 3rd win of the season last week.
Yeah. I'm just saying, we've only got one more safety car or virtual to go. And so what it could mean is that if we get another one before the crossover point, then it'll mean the crossover itself is... There's no get out of jail free card potentially. If the crossover happens when we've run out of safety cars. Because I imagine most people would maybe take more risks if there were extra safety cars to take, but this is the penultimate one they're allowed and it's only lap 8. And that rain is going to stop any minute now, isn't it? It's as good as stopped.
Yeah. They may even be pitting on the restart.
Well, this is it. They're going to have to pit soon. Because, like I say, hards are pretty useful maybe a lap or two after it stops raining. It's one of the weird Baku sort of things that can happen. But, yeah. Whole field is caught up, though, so the safety car might well end up in on this lap. And we'll have to deal with a crossover point under green flags.
You know what? I'm really excited to see what Pete and Risky can do behind Khalifa, working together as teammates. Safety car is in this lap, as you say. Those two are going to absolutely hound the back of the Bahrain driver. Bahraini driver, I should say. And that Pete's already next to him.
Yeah.
When will Khalifa go?
Too early to go now. He'll probably... Oh. Clyde is retired.
Another playoff driver
Must have binned it. I'm not too sure how that's happened. Yeah, he's binned it. Oh dear. And look at this. Khalifa's taking his time because the safety car hasn't pitted yet. And, well, if Pete nails this, he might just get the jump. Because Khalifa's taking too long now. And you know what? Pete has got the jump. He's going to make sure he can get this one across the line in time. He has to back off a little bit, but if he can get this under the braking zone for turn 1, this has been a dreadful restart for Khalifa. Can he get this one slowed down? There's contact and Pete's around. He's going to spin off. And he's the smallest of taps, but on a greasy track, that's what happens to you. And Pete is into last place. Oh my goodness, he'll be begging for a second or for a 5th safety car as Jordan puts himself up into P6 ahead of Whiteout there. But yeah, Risky now up into P2. Can he hound the back of Khalifa?
Pete will be fuming with that one. It was one of those Codemaster glitches, wasn't it, where the smallest touch...
Well, no, not really a glitch. It was just... She just tapped him and he went round.
Risky's on in the back of Khalifa and they both done.
Oh dear. That is a broken front win for both of them, is it? I don't think actually Khalifa's got any damage, but I mean, it's not really going to matter. Look where he is. He's down in last place as it will be. And luckily, Pete will come through. Oh! Did he hit him? I think he might have broke his front wing off. He might have reversed into Pete there. That will not go down well. And there goes Bees on the inside of Jess. Did Pete break the front wing when he was reversed into?
I think they both
Give us a good camera angle, people. Come on, I want to see the front wing. Who cares about that side of the wing? Yeah, he has broken it. And Khalifa's is broken again. We've got a dreadful angle of it, but yeah, it is also broken.
On the left.
And look at this.
Stuck behind Jess.
They're stuck behind Jess. And this is setting us up for a potential for a surprise winner today, because, well, it's going to be Splinter into the ILRT 1-2-3 as it stands, which is lovely for ILRT members who may or may not be commentators on this event.
Splinter's on the back of Risky.
Oh, don't be on the inside. Don't be on the inside. Yeah, you've got a lie for that. And he does risk. Oh! My goodness.
MK Ball, he's going to be hounding Splinter now. He almost took out the back of Risky.
He was almost somersaulting across the line. He was that close to clipping him.
Second down to fifth. Have not won a race this season. Splinter has, OKK has. Oh, we're in the mix here for a new race winner.
As I say, still one safety car yet to be used in this race. These guys, I guess, are not going to want it to happen anytime soon. They're going to enjoy this right now. They're going to have to make sure that hopefully we don't get another one, because then that would mean that Pete and Khalifa are just down at the back for the rest of the race. That'll be what they want.
Yeah. And that's the big three. Have all had problems now. Arnold's out. Khalifa and Pete are at the back of the grid. These are the kind of races that put you in a position to win a championship.
Indeed,
under this format, at least, anyway. You get a surprise winner. Off to round two they go. MK Ball in the wall at Castle.
I can't believe it. He's massively damaged. He's going to hold everyone up behind him. What's going to happen next in this race? Because look at this. Jordan is really putting himself in the mix here right now. Because remember, he stayed out on that first safety car. He's up into fourth now. And this is working so well, because he's going to have to sit behind and wait for this moment, because Dexter, as you say, is being slowed down. Splinter's got a near 5-second lead.
Oh, I love this league, Owen.
Here,
what a league.
Here we go then. NK Bourne, if he's not careful, will hit the wall. Oh my goodness! He's put the anchors on.
Dexter to the right, finally gets through.
And this will put Jordan on the back of Dexter. He got a great run. No DRS, remember, in the rain, but is Jordan going to fancy a look? Is that Splinter in the pit lane? It is Splinter in the pit lane. He must have hit the wall. I was wondering why he lost some time, but he must hit the wall as well. And we've lost two of the front runners already. And we've got Dexter from Jordan, from Bazir in fourth there, sorry, and then Whiteside third. We've got so many odd positions. I remember OKK, remember Yuri and Beesma. I mean, look who's back in the points now. We've got Pete and Mr. John, we've got Khalifa. This is all been mixed up. And MK Bourne's onto dries. He's onto the mediums. My goodness. It's still raining, but he's going to try that Austria-esque once again.
Damage. He's gone straight on at turn 3. Beesma makes the move. Pete's back up to P7.
He's flying up the field all of a sudden, and with all this chaos happening in the front, we've got the top two separated by less than a second. And he's going to be right on this soon. He's right on this already. The whole train of the top 10. You'll be able to see them all in the same shot nearly. It's been just one of those races. What a restart we've seen these last 3 laps. And this is far from over.
Pete as well.
Yeah,
Khalifa.
Right up there, but we've got to keep our eye on the guys on the medians. We'll have a look at their timings. You can see them on the side. NK Bourne, well, I don't think this one's working as well at the minute, but if he can just stick with this, it might soon become the way, but it looks too slow. Risky Racers off. Yeah, this is looking too slow. Look at the wheel spin. He just cannot get back out of the corner, but...
Oh, MK Bourne slightly slightly better through the corners, but it looks awful to drive.
Yeah, it's not working right now. We've got
How
Khalifa.
much talent has Dexter got? He's
Hold on a
won
minute.
Second lead. Go on.
Pete's lost his whole front wing. It's gone. Where's he done that then? Because he's got Khalifa right on him now. Safety car again. And there's been a crash for Biesma. He's out of the race. And Pete, well, he's going to get away with his front wing broken down. But what did these guys pit for? Because Dexter hasn't pitted, nor is Jordan. Whiteout is the first to blink. Surely it's dries. This has to be for dry tyres. It's not raining anymore. We've got Khalifa and OKK staying out as well. This could be the race-winning move right now for Whiteout. Let's see what he puts on.
Inters.
Oh, it is Inters. Baz is the
on
first.
Dries. Pete on Dries.
Ooh.
Oh.
Baza. He's also jumped Whiteout, so he is going to be the lead man. As
Risky's out.
Risky retires, he has binned it. This is our last safety car of the day, remember, but it's Baza who's going to surely end up being in that race later if you can just get a move on. Because you know what, actually with Delta he may not keep it, but either way we should see Baza lead a race, and well, look who's put himself right back in the action. Even though he lost his front wing, Pete effectively running the net second. Although I'd imagine some of those guys in the top four. Oh no! They've parked it behind the safety car. Safety car's there. Okay, sometimes it takes more than a lap, but they're all going to catch. This top four is going to become obsolete in a minute.
They would have picked the safety car up between 1 and 2.
I can't believe this. What is going to happen next?
Oh.
Jess has stuck some hard tyres on. Could this be the best tyre for the conditions? We'll wait and find out. Most are going on to mediums because they will get to the end.
Khalifa somehow up in P4.
He's going to be the one that loses out the most. Apart from Whiteout, obviously, but he's going to lose out so much right now. But that means we'll just get to watch one of those great runs through the field. Has there been an accident up the hill? But no, they're just so slow. It looks
very slow, Baza. Being harassed by
Whiteout's almost trying to pass him. I mean, there's no guarantee that these mediums will be fantastic when the safety car goes in. One of it goes in.
Baza's a little bit sideways for the fast left-hander.
At the end of the next lap. I mean, they've all got a pit, but when? Maybe Baz chose the wrong time. I hope for his case it's not the wrong time. Oh, he's hit the wall! He's broke the front wing off! It's under safety car, Baza!
Whiteout is now net race leader because Baza's going to have to pit again. He's all over the place.
Oh, Baza!
He can't keep the car in a straight line.
It's a safety car. You don't have to push, like.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I'm so disappointed.
Dexter will stay out another lap, so Jordan will pit. OKK stays out. Khalifa stays out. Baza obviously has to pit.
This crash could just, you know, put Jordan into a race-winning position. You just never know. Whiteout wasn't held up enough, but surely Jordan would be second in line now. Oh no, sorry, Pete will get him. Hard compound tyres for Jordan as well. So Jordan will effectively be second in line. Really crashed.
Struggling, by the way, out of turn 1.
Yeah, well, remember what I said about these hard compound tyres? These are better for this condition right now. I don't know if he was in our pre-race party when I was talking to the guys about this, but this is the best tyre to be on right now. Jordan, this would be fantastic if we can win this one. Give us a good wild card winner. I mean, this guy has been showing the potential, hasn't he? In all fairness, he's been right up there with the pace, and now he could well be on the right tyre for the conditions at this moment in time.
He was a reserve driver when he raced in Hungary, come home P7, could have done a little bit better, he said to me afterwards. And of course he raced in Austria, had a good performance as well. And now, as you say, potential race-winning position. What's Dexter going to do though? Surely he's the man. If he leads the end of this lap, he'll win stage 2. That's not much relevance at the moment. Look how wet it is through Castle.
Well, this is it. It is still soaking wet. Track is not drying at the moment.
Oh, OKK taps the back of Dexter.
Hopefully there's no penalty for that. Yeah, no penalty. Lucky boys. Jess and Mr. John have had an accident, I think. Or at least Mr. John's gone straight on.
Yeah.
But this is interesting. Because as you say, when there's lots of water out there, do you know what? These inters could still be good for another lap or two. And that might be all they need to pull a pit stop. This is very interesting, but The bad news, I guess, in this case, the safety car will almost certainly have to start another lap. Look how far behind Mr. John and Spencer are. This is taken away from this crucial crossover point. This is what I was saying. This is the one part of the race I really didn't want to be under safety car. And with people constantly crashing under the safety car as well, Jess has messed this all up because she's going to be holding all these guys up with a smashed up front wing.
Oh, and I'm going to be really cruel as we hit the halfway point in this race. Call me a race winner. Silence, it says it all.
Let's think about it. Jordan. Go on, Jordan. I've got a good feeling about him. He's on this tire that would be good, at least in the early stages. If Jess and Mr. John and Spencer would ever hurry up and catch up. Because Jess is holding this whole safety car restart up. Because the whole field has to catch, and she's a good minute behind them. She's crawling around for no reason, like.
Look at her. It's a long lap, but they are a long way back.
I know she's broken her front wing, but for goodness sake, speed up. We'll spend the whole race on the safety car. She'll be lapped by the thing. Is there any justifiable reason to be going this slowly? I'm sorry. Look at this. She's being overtaken. They've allowed to pass her. That's how slow she's going. Come on, Jess. It's ridiculous, that.
Mr. John can go.
He can't go. This could hold this race back. Oh. He went on his own accord then. He went and passed on his own accord. That says a lot about how slow Jess is going now. They took it under their own power just to pass her. That's annoying. Yeah, I don't know why Jess is so slow there.
Splinter there picked up a 5-second penalty. We will remove that for him if he wants us to. I'm quite happy for him to do that. It's holding the whole race up, let alone Spencer, because this could actually hold the safety car a lot longer. The reason this is annoying me so much is because this is the crossover point in this race. The most crucial part. We should be under green right now. These top four should be sprinting away, making this race. But Jess is crawling around doing 3-minute laps. And it's holding us all back. I really hope the safety car goes in this lap, because right now these guys are running out of time to make this strategy work, and it's not their fault. It is not their fault in the slightest. Thank goodness for that. Safety car in this lap. Although, even at that, look how far behind Splinter and Mr. John and Jess are. I mean, it's ruined. John's just gone into the wall.
It's ruined these races for these guys right now. This is a joke. I probably shouldn't be this angry. No offense to Jess, but just go a bit quicker. That's all we needed. Well, let's cut back to the guys here in this race then. They've lost arguably a lap or two of this restart. The spray is visibly less, isn't it? They're going to need a fantastic lap. A fantastic lap or two. They're going to have to hope that this lasts long enough to get them round to the end.
Dexter's gone. What will he do? Will he come into the pits? No.
That's disappointing. That is extremely disappointing. And look at this. We've got Whiteout trying to get by OKK. And you've got Yuri, who's running... I'll just say this again. Yuri, who's running a net third, trying to run into a net second. And, well, he's not going to be the first one to come across these inter-runners. And so, he could be in a position to really gain out of this, because the top two are side by side. And they're letting each other go through. Obviously, teammates, yeah. But look at this. You've got NK Born, you've got Yuri, you've got Jordan. Yuri's going to hit the wall there. Or not. He just misses it. But Jordan back up ahead. This is all fighting over the podium positions right now. And Yuri's lost out big time there. He's not going too quickly. You know what, Baza? I know he was going to be net leader and all that, but he's still 7th right now. He'll become a net 5th. I think it was the right decision to pit, wasn't it? Even though it's too greasy for them.
Still is now, looking at that, but...
It still is, but you'll lose more time on them because you have to make a pit stop anyway. So the safety car really has gone and spoiled the day for the top 4 as they were at the end of the last lap. A shame that, but yeah. Still, there's no more safety cars or anything to get them back into it, so it's just race ruined for them. Yeah. They might as well just stick it in the wall.
It puts Pete back into a race winning position as well.
Yeah. Oh, Whiteout's sliding a lot there.
Pete's just hit the wall.
Again?
again.
No, his tire went fine directly into Jordan. Did he pick a puncture up from that? I don't think so. He's lucky though. He's lucky. That could well have been a puncture, but how big's the damage?
Just the end plate on the right.
It's minimal. But minimal around here actually does mean minimal. I'm going to try and sugarcoat it. It does next to nothing.
On the back of Jordan.
Yep, passing him pretty easy.
Move.
And yeah, you can see how Yuri's falling back, top two into the pits. Heart goes out to them, really. I'm very disappointed we didn't get to see all this pan out from their point of view, because actually it would have worked out so much better for them if the safety car even lasted one lap less, you know. But, well. They'll still be in the point. Oh! Jordan's broke his front wing. He'll have to pit with that. Do you know what we're looking at right now for a potential podium with the top two now with damage, or two of the top three with damage? NK Bourne the race leader. Baz a second, or Baz a third, sorry, with Yuri second. Yellows. But, oh, for God's sake, Baza.
Is it Baza? It's Baza.
My goodness. Talking about letting people down. Come on, these guys are letting me down so much. I'm hyping them all up for it just to go tits up.
That's a great battle for P6, by the way. Whiteout train with OKK Khalifa, Sprinter and Dexter involved. These guys pitted on different laps and they're all together. Khalifa looking to make a move on OKK for P7 as Whiteout finds a bit of a lead. Easy move. Locks up. Of course, Khalifa running no ABS this week. Whiteout clean through Castle.
So is Pete going to pit? It doesn't look like he will. He's solidly about a second and a half quicker a lap anyway. So I guess what everyone's going to be banking on and hoping for is that he smashes the front wing somewhere else due to the lack of downforce he already has as it is.
He's on the left side of the track. Surely he's not pitting. No. He's got 10 laps to go. Bit of wind damage.
Up into the podium positions. And our Pete and NK Bourne are both in the playoffs, yes?
Yes.
So Yuri, well, he's not doing himself too badly for this 11th spot, is he?
Absolutely not. That'll be a solid 14 points, which would give him 515.
But the big question is, can Baza catch him? Because, I mean, he's gained about 2 seconds after the mistake.
Does Yuri have any wing damage? No, he doesn't.
Don't believe so, no. Nor does Baza. So, this could be the fight for that we'll look back on at the end of this few races and think this is where this is won, because they're fighting for third and fourth. They might not find themselves this high for the rest of the season, if I'm being honest with you here, with just the amount of chaos we've had today.
Yeah, it's a race for people like Yuri, Baza, Whiteout. They need this in that chase for P11.
NK Bourne is just starting now to reel in Pete a little bit, but it just doesn't look quick enough right now.
Cruelly denied of that win in Austria, I'll say it again. He could make amends here.
I'm going to check the penalties. Yuri has a penalty, and Baza doesn't. So a plus point there for Baza, if he can just catch to be within 3 seconds. I'm sure if he asks Jeff, then Jeff will probably tell him about the penalty situation. He'll be spurred on to catch after that, as Pete sets the fastest lap of the race, and NK Bourne doesn't set the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, Pete should be home dry, really, unless he makes another mistake.
Be aiming for his 4th win of the season. This one will be more critical than any of the other 3. As Khalifa sets the fastest lap. Yeah,
Khalifa on the inside of Whiteout, no way through. Of course, he's looking to try and put himself up into podium. Oh, Dexter's in Narnia. Don't know how that happened, but he was fighting with Spencer, and maybe they've collided or something. And Dexter down to P9.
Shame for Jordan as well. Come out from P10 after his pit stop for hitting the wall. He was in such a good position.
Yeah, and you can say for a lot of these guys, can't you? There's So many what ifs, just like the real life F1 races around here. You just get a multi-million what if scenarios, and yeah, everyone's gonna be frustrated, I think, after this one. The vast majority, anyway. I mean, I'm extremely frustrated. We've missed out the best part of the race because we were under a safety car for it. And
yeah, I mean,
I'm disappointed by that. Same as Austria. We just missed out the best bit of the race due to safety cars ruining it.
Lazar, you could argue, has probably had the best race, but even he's made one or two mistakes that he didn't need to make.
Yeah, Baz, speaking of him, he's now into a net third, ahead of Yuri.
It's Yuri with that penalty, so he'd probably drop down to 5th or 6th. As it stands, is that a fastest lap from Pete again?
Don't want to show off too much.
Oh no.
But yeah, he does look like he's under control, doesn't he?
Khalifa down the inside of White out into turn 1. Good move, I don't know if you caught that, Owen.
I caught the end of it. I saw his last attempt, it didn't go as well as this one, so...
Jordan, fastest lap.
Happy you got that one done, but now, well... Only... Has he got any penalties? Let's check. No, so just one car separates him from the podium. That car being Baza. I mean, for Baza, from his point of view, as long as he's the highest of the chase runners, then he should be, I guess, happy enough. But yeah, if a podium's up for grabs, and if he can take it, then that'd be very nice. But if he, as long as he finishes, let's say, ahead of the guys he needs to be, then I guess that'd be okay for him. But yeah, he will pass Yuri on track, and that will give Khalifa an extra car to pass anyway.
I don't think Baz is going to be too much of a problem for Khalifa. They are teammates. When he gets to Yuri, it might be a bit more of a problem because obviously Yuri teammate with Pete. And what sort of challenge would MK Braun pose to Khalifa? If he can make it that far, he probably won't. 13 seconds in 8 laps. 7 laps.
You never know. Could happen. Right then, so Baza, he's going to want to try and get by Yuri if he can on this straight. Is he in DRS? Should be, and he is. So he's going to start setting his move up because the pack are closing on him now. They're really closing on him. He's got to be careful right now. He can protect these positions.
Get him on the next straight.
Yeah, he's got to get him on the next straight. You cannot afford any slip-ups or anything holding up. DRS, Yuri defends it to the inside, and then he's weaving across the track, breaking the toe, making Baza... this lap's a bit of a nightmare for him. Stuck behind, Yuri still weaving along, even when he doesn't really need to. And Jordan into the pits, he'll fall down into P11 on those softs. Where's Jess out there? Oh, look at this. Yeah, I was wondering where she was. She's now really badly held up Pete. She practically stopped dead. I don't think Pete hit her, but he certainly has lost a good second or two.
Oh, and she's slowing MK Braun down now, well.
There's a blue... There's a... Jess! Well, there goes that then. Oh.
The gap that was...
My goodness.
2.8 is now 4 seconds.
We keep having the race robbed from us. This is not fair. Oh. The rest of the field will catch up pretty quickly, I'd imagine. And that'll ruin this fight as well, won't it? For all we know.
Gets Yuri early on, but Khalifa's on the back of Baza now.
Oh.
Pete has a penalty.
Yeah, well, if Jess hadn't been holding up so much, that would have actually meant something, but MK Board's not going to do some work as Khalifa tries getting 2 and 1, and he's hit Baza. Where is he? He's still there.
Still there.
No dramas, but Baza turning in. Oh, he's
Khalifa,
hit the wall.
Teammate.
Oh, look, here comes Whiteout. They're 3 wide. Oh, wow, look at that. How about that for a move? Whiteside has taken the two of them. That isn't going to go according to the script.
What a move.
But Baza,
in the space of a straight, lost 2 positions.
It's being left behind now.
Oh.
NK Bourne is closing this gap now. He's just got to find 6 more tenths. He'll be in a net race winning position.
And if he wins, a place in round 2 of the playoffs.
Yep, a crucial win this could be. And remember, Pete's front wing damage could aggravate him a little bit more when his tires start to get more worn. Where is Jess? There's Jess. She's doing her holding up trick again. And it's really holding them all up. Look at this. Yuri's going to try... Oh, Jess! Jess, what are you... Jess! 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 Open your eyes! What? Oh my god! Anything to add?
Other than my silence, Baza has no front wing. Yuri's out of the race.
What is... Why did she do that then? As Khalifa gets past Whiteout. Who parks it on the racing line? Multiple times. Maybe she couldn't see them. I don't know, but Jess... Well, there's OKK smashed into the wall as well. Jess has gone and taken out Yuri. Yuri is rightfully extremely angry. If you think my reaction was over the top, I imagine he was even more angry than I was to see that happen. I can't...
with that, yeah.
I think Jess will find herself in a lot of trouble for that, because it's one thing if you do that in a fight for a position, but she's a lapped car. She's affected every single person who's lapped her today. Every single one of them, and she's taken one of them out. You can't do that.
I've been vocal on this before. Drivers, they can hold other drivers up under blue flags, but not unnecessarily.
You can't take them out.
If it's going to help out a teammate, you can do that, but you can't take drivers out.
It's just so irresponsible just to sit on the racing line like that. I don't want to sound like I'm being too harsh, but that's what she did. She's just stuck it on the racing line and parked it. You can't do that. Yeah. Especially when she probably knows. She probably knew herself she wasn't quick anyway, which is why she's being lapped. So don't go and cause issues like that. It's just so stupid to do that. Because it ruins the race, really. It ruined the fight for the lead. It ruins... Or it could be the safety car restart by delaying it a lap. As Splinter passes the damaged OKK. And now it's ruined Yuri's race. Yuri, who needs that for the chase. And look at Dexter passing Spencer on the main straight. So Jess has had so many silly incidents today which have hindered pretty much everyone in the field. Did Baza get caught up in that as well, yeah?
Yeah, he lost his front wing.
He was net highest of the non runners. He might well still be, actually, maybe apart from Jordan if he can pass him, and then Mr. John too, but it's just so unnecessary.
The only driver that got away with it was Khalifa. Obviously he was held up, he was slowed down, but he was the only one to get through without any damage.
Yeah.
Whiteout got slowed down dramatically, Baza lost his wing, Yuri retired. I'm not sure what happened behind them. But yeah, meanwhile, in all of that, Owen, MK Bourne's got this gap down to 3.3.
Yeah, we could still see this race change up at the end.
MK Bourne, no penalties.
I do have a feeling though, after this race, the blue flag rules might need looking at if that's allowed to happen, because I shouldn't ever be allowed to happen in a league race.
Not like that, no.
It's if you affect one driver, maybe slowing down by half a second or a second or whatever, but when you ruin the race, that's a slightly different scenario.
That's not to mention
the ironic thing is she gains every time she does it. She's now up into she's now 11th, and the amount of people who's either she might still end up in the top 10 at the end of that. But Ah well, we've still got a few fights on track that are still remaining after all of that. Here comes Spencer on the inside there of Dexter into turn 1. Up into 5th.
That's a little battle us two haven't. Of course, after last week, everyone knows how much or how valuable every single point is.
Yeah.
And it is a 1 point interval between 5th and 6th. It is in those positions. Dexter might want to reclaim that. Whiteout having a solid race. It's the highest of the chase drivers.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gained
stuck at 3.3.
He gained very nicely off what happened with the blue flags, so he wasn't involved in the accidents either. He's got a healthy gap to Spencer behind. He should be on for P4. He's been strong recently as well. Could put himself right in the hunt for that wild card position. And I just want to be clear, by the way, I'm not trying to upset anyone with what I'm saying about the blue flags. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just sort of saying that there's a line that's been crossed multiple times in this race of blue flag rules, and that's sort of the point I'm trying to get up. So please no one take offence to what I'm saying if anyone is. I'm not saying anyone is, but if they are, I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm just sort of saying that it can't happen like that to wreck races. Luckily, as we head into the penultimate lap, we still find ourselves in a situation where NK Bourne, despite losing near enough 3 seconds in the blue flags, is in a race-winning position.
It's 3 seconds, Owen.
But just think he could have been within 2 and he would have been fine. You know, that's sort of where it is right now. He's had to play catch-up due to what's happened. Good news for him. Pete has used his ERS, mostly all of it, and his fuel is also very low. NK Bourne is looking pretty good right now.
Yeah. 2.9. I don't know if he will know that he's got to be within 3 seconds, but he is closing that gap down now. 2.7, 2.6. Looking good. Finally, a race win. He took pole in Australia somewhat 11 weeks ago now. He missed out in Austria last week. It looks like it's finally going to come good for him, as it's down to 2.3. Has Pete had a problem?
Well, he's low on fuel on ERS. He's probably saving that ERS up to try and go for it on the final lap, but what a timely victory this would be for NK Bourne. I mean, sitting as good as qualified for the playoffs in Austria. The win, yeah, he lost it, but really, as long as he gets this one, that saves him 2 races of work and puts him in such a nice position. But that's if he gets it first. Let's just wait and see, because, like I say, NK Bourne has more ERS but Pete has been saving and is ready to use it. Although the gap is still falling. That front wing damage, as I said earlier, once the tyres start to wear down, it becomes more of an issue. And you're seeing it now, that front wing damage really is costing him. He's got to try and build over a second of a gap. That doesn't look too likely as we start the final lap. NK Bourne, well, I don't think anyone predicted him for this one today. I think I predicted Jordan ages ago, so that shows what I know. But NK Bourne, it's been a long time coming, but can he get it done? Ah, that's why. Look at this. Pete broke his front wing again. That's why he's losing all this time. His front wing's even more broken on the edge. It's not like it was getting worse. He's actually hit something else. So he did make a second mistake. Ah.
You know what? And MK Bourne, seeing that he's reeling Pete in, this might spur him on to actually try and get the move done on the final lap.
Well, he could have a run. He could have a run on the way to the line, because Pete will struggle somewhat in the middle sector. I mean, we saw how much he's been losing recently as Jordan passes OKK up into P7. That's about as high as he's going to get. But yeah, look at this. Just to be clear right now, NK Bourne has already won the race as it stands, but if he fancies it, he probably could give this a real go. Yellows in Sector 2.
MK Bourne, by the way,
no idea who that's for.
Was in the wall at Castle
look at they're catching up on. Let's just, I don't think they'll catch Jess, but they'll be thanking a lucky star it isn't an extra lap. I think they won't catch her. I'm really hoping not anyway. Hopefully.
Nah, they won't.
If they do catch, she's broke her front wing, that'll be why she's going slowly. Oh, she is parked it. She's parked it. I've got my head in my hand because this is what Pete is saying. Hopefully Jess does not get in the way again. Pete navigates. NK Bourne navigates. And this is going to be his first victory of the season. And he is through already to the second stage of the playoffs. He's won the race here in Baku.
MK Born, race winner. He was denied a week ago, but he's through to round 2.
He's done it when it matters. Khalifa comes home in P3. Whiteout is going to set his fastest lap of the race on the last lap. Good race for him. Highest of the chase drivers. Splinter will probably lose that 5th place to Dexter, and he does. So it's Dexter 5th and Splinter 6th. Jordan, a long way behind after breaking the front wing earlier on, is going to come home to be P7. Not a bad day.
Not at all. Of course, Splinter, if he wants, he can have that 5 seconds removed.
Oh yeah, you probably will.
Put him back up to 5th, yeah. Totally understandable why he got it. No problem with removing that one. Jordan P7. Bazza will be P8. Mr. John a little further back. He'll get P9.
And then
to the line he comes.
We'll wait for KK as well. He'll cross the line eventually in P10.
Jess has already finished P11.
Well, yeah, of course, the leaders passed it on the way to the line, so she didn't have to do the last lap. And OKK, our last finisher. Well, it's been a race that's had most things you'd expect. I think, unfortunately, we lost quite a lot of the good elements the race could have had because of maybe Jess's exploitation of the blue flag rules, let's say, which, well, ruined everything. But let's not dwell on that too much, because I've already done that enough already in this race. And again, I'm not trying to upset anyone or offend anyone with saying that, because I know people might think I'm just going in on her, but it's more sort of exploitation of the rulebook, if anything, that might well have caused that one. So, yeah. Still, I mean, you probably got a pretty fun reaction from me, and yeah.
It's
Yeah,
going to be
anyway.
a good one to watch back, let's put it that way.
Yeah. Right then, so order at the end. NK Born from Pete, Khalifa, Whiteout, Dexter, Splinter, Jordan, Bazza, John, OKK, and then Jess, your last finisher. And then retirements: Yuri, Beesma, Risky Racer, Clyde, Camo Babo, Indecisive, TC, Arnold, and Crazy Flying Rob. What a race.
That's the beginning of the playoffs. What have we got to come?
I don't think it can get much more dramatic than that, but I'm sure they'll try. They'll give it their all.
On to Brazil next week. Always a good race. Hopefully some wet weather again.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll end this one here and take a bit of time to relax and recover. So, yeah, we'll be back next week with what should be a pretty fun race. We'll be live again at 7. I don't think there's much more that can go wrong with my connection to the internet or the PlayStation, so I should be here, as would Jacko. So, yeah, we'll see you next week, 7 PM. Be there for more races like this one. Safe travels, and of course, stay at home. Thank you.